How's it going, guys? My name's Drew, and I'm just here to help you figure your shit out while I figure my own shit out. So, I wanted to talk about the things that I did in order to increase my income by over 400% in less than 2 years, and it really came down to five particular things that I learned and also applied along the way. And so, I hope in doing this, you will be able to kind of see some steps that you can take if you are trying to increase your income through actually working a job, because a lot of times that is the quickest way to exponentially increase your income. And before I get into those five tips, which first I will tell you now is skill acquisition, understanding and using personal leverage and values, social awareness, increased activity, and number five, the metal detector method, which I will get to once I get there. So first, I need to give you a little bit of a timeline as to kind of how this all transpired. So I graduated college in 2018 and started working as a personal trainer while also working front desk at the gym that I had been working at for a couple years at that point. So 2020 rolls around, and all of a sudden my private student loan payments are coming back, and I've deferred them as much as I could even after getting my master's. I still had to pay these things off, and I couldn't afford it on the current salary I was at. So I was in a little bit of a predicament. I needed more money, and so I thought, what's the quickest way I can do that? I was really wanting to pursue the whole online income thing, but I freaking sucked at it, still do. But I eventually hit a point where I was like, you know what? I just need to get a full-time job with benefits and more financial security. And so after that, I went to sell on gym memberships for a premium gym around where I am. And then after that, due to a COVID layoff, there's some months of unemployment, and then I was able to find another job selling fitness memberships at a better facility with better pay. And then after that, I ended up switching careers or switching industries, and now I have a much higher pay than what I started with. So just for reference, I went from $18,000 a year to $72,000 a year in under 2 years, and I 100% think that anybody can do this if you will just apply what I'm going to tell you. So first, skill acquisition. In between all of my jobs, there was some level of acquiring some kind of skill while I was working at the other job. So I took it as I was being paid to learn new skills. So in the personal training department, I learned how to build relationships with people. I learned what people wanted whenever they were coming to the gym, whenever they were wanting a personal trainer. So from that, I took that to the gym membership side, sales of things, and said, okay, I know every piece of equipment there possibly is. I know what people like to do based on what they tell me, and I will show them and only show them the things they want. Prospects will literally tell you what they want when you talk to them if you are effectively doing like a discovery phase or just getting to know them. So I would show it to them, and then I would make the sale. So after describing that's how I do things, I got a job making $43,000 a year. To go from there to my next job, so COVID happened, a little bit of a layoff, but in that time I was learning video editing, I was learning things about how to be more productive, how to be more organized, having a more organized mind. And so whenever I went to interview for this next job selling gym memberships, which was for $55,000 a year, I remember I was in the meeting with the general manager of the place, and as we were going through the interview he was giving me, I noticed that he had 4 quadrants drawn on his notebook. And this is based from Stephen Covey's 4 Quadrants of Time Management, in case you didn't know. But I noticed that that's what it was. I was like, actually, that's how I, decipher what time is going to be valuable for me and the things that I need to get done. And so not only was learning the skills, so they could tell I knew the skills, they knew I knew the industry, but they were also saw that I had a skill of productivity and understanding what's important and being able to tell what needs to get done when and what can kind of be put on the back burner. So another thing that you have to think about whenever you're thinking about skills. So when thinking of skills, you have to look forward and think, what skills is the next job that I'm looking at? What does that require? So go online and look up a job that you want. Go look and see what skills are necessary, and then try and see if you can do that at your current job. And you only have to do it, like, you can only have to do it for like a month. It really doesn't take long to learn a certain skill if you put the volume in, because volume is where you get a significant amount of improvement. So after that lifetime job, the structure and everything got completely changed as far as pay goes. The company went public, so there was a lot of stuff that went on. So I decided to move industries and change jobs. And this leads me to the next point, which is social awareness. So people have to know that you are searching for opportunities. And if you just tell everybody you know and then get on LinkedIn and post that you're looking for opportunities and you are willing to help yourself find those opportunities, you will be shocked at the amount of people that positively respond and reach out to help you out. I had a comment on one of my LinkedIn posts that said, reach out to my recruiter. He wasn't my recruiter at the time, but reach out to him and see if he can help. And sure enough, I reach out to the guy. He gets me an interview within a month. And not all recruiters are that good, but a lot of recruiters do really well at what they do. And it's worth getting on LinkedIn to try to find the ones that have been doing it for over a decade. And anyway, he got me an interview with somebody that I had actually previously already known from a previous job, the job that I got laid off from COVID. So the thing about the social awareness piece is not only do people know you're looking for a job, and not only are they willing to help you get jobs, but the fact that more people are socially aware is going to lead to more connections, and things play out in really weird ways that you would never expect to otherwise happen. So you have to let people know that you're looking and let the world know, and don't be embarrassed or don't think like, oh, I don't want to seem like I'm job hopping. Dude, part of making more money nowadays is job hopping, especially when you're young. And if you want to get ahead, you have to think about yourself and do what's going to be best for your future, because odds are you're not even going to be in the same industry after 5 or 10 years. We're all wanting to experience more. We want to learn more. We can't fathom the idea of being at the same place for 20 years because we need more experiences. We want to do more. So social awareness is going to get the word out there that you're going to need some help finding a job. But the main thing is people are willing to help you if they know that you're trying to help yourself. The next point is increased activity. So this I mean by job getting activities. So this is updating resume. This is applying for jobs. This is, whenever I say updating resume, I also mean like reiterating it, writing it in different ways, learning how to write a good resume. And a good resume is actually less words than more. Another thing you can do, you can hire a resume service. There are people that write resumes for a living. There are good ones and there are bad ones. But the main thing that you need to do is apply, because you are going to get so many interviews. A lot of the jobs that you really want, you're not going to get. And that's just the harsh reality of it. But if you interview at these companies, you start getting familiar with the questions they're asking, and you also start to get an idea of what they're looking for. And this goes back to the skill acquisition part, where if you can do more interviews and start finding out what these places are looking for, you can get a better idea of the things that you need to work on in order to get the job next time, in order to get the skills necessary to land a dream job, possibly. Or if your whole sole purpose is money, learn the skills that the high income jobs are looking for and learn that. And most of the time it's in sales. And the thing about sales is you can be average at sales and make really good money, because so many people are so scared of sales. It already weeds out so much of the crowd. And if you can just not like be a little bit okay at sales, you can make good money and substantially increase your income. And you're only going to get better over time, especially as you do more and more reps. It's just like in the gym. It's just like sports. The more reps, the better you get. And another thing that goes along with increasing activity is kind of goes back to the social awareness, talking to more people, network more, get coffee with people, pay for coffee. Whenever I was really looking for jobs, I went back to my old personal training clients that I'd fostered relationships with, which is another skill in itself. And I got coffee, let them know what I was looking for, and they got me interviews. Now, my skill as an interviewer was not good, so that's part of the reason I didn't get some of those jobs. But these people they also enjoy the relationship, so they are also always willing to help, And I still get coffee with these people today, and you never know whenever that's going to come into play. And increasing your activity is also going to increase your connectivity with everybody else that's in your network. And the last tip, I call the metal detector method. And this is looking at the jobs that you are at right now. And it's finding the skill, it's scanning everything that you do in that job. Think of it like a metal detector. You're scanning the top of the ground. So you're looking at all the things that you do on a day-to-day basis. And based on the job that you want or the skill that you want to have, you're going to stop whenever you find the thing that aligns with what the company or what the job or what the skill that's required is looking for. And then you're going to dig down deeper into that one particular thing. So here's an example. For the job that I have now, going from my other job to this one, there's a much larger emphasis on fostering current client relationships. So at my last job, it was very high volume sales, but what I leveraged was the relationships I was able to make with the gym members on a regular basis, where a lot of them are now in my social network, and I was able to show that my recommendations to them based on the relationship I had led to more sales in other departments through just the numbers that they had at the company for us. And so I chose to dig deeper in the interview and on my last few days there as to really getting good at listening to what people need that are already customers and then upselling or cross-selling across those different departments. And that's what the job now that I'm at was really looking for. And so by practicing that thing and really focusing on it, I was able to leverage that in an interview and then also gain the skill set for it and get a substantially higher paying job to where now it's at $72,000 a year. So in under 2 years' time, I've had a 400% increase of my income from 18 grand a year all the way to 72 grand. And I hope these tips were able to help you and you got a better idea of what it takes to increase your income through working. And I think it's the fastest way to make more income is to just get a higher paying job. And if you can get the skills that are required for those jobs, you will make significantly more money and put yourself in a much better financial place. And I think this is so important for younger people coming out of college because it is getting harder to find a job, especially if you are like me and have a business degree, have a marketing degree. If you don't have any experience, it's insanely hard to get something in that field unless you know somebody. I didn't know anybody because I wasn't from around here where I'm at now. So I hope that these tips were able to help you. And if you found any sort of value, please hit me up, let me know. And I appreciate you guys for listening. Once again, I'm just here to figure my shit out and tell you about it so you can help you figure your shit out. Thanks.